Well, today we're going to do a scrap wood project, and that's what this here is. I do enjoy making these. These are really nice. You'll see different ones online, so you can take a pick which one you like to make. Everybody's got a different size and different colors and just different ways they build them, you know. But we do like this design right here. Of course, my wife did the decoration. She always liked the decoration. But we do have everything written down, and they're going to be made out of cedar boards, and that's just going to be our rough fence boards. And of course, there's a 1x1 on the bottom because the base has to be a little bit wider because these boards don't really come in number like 5.5 inches, and we're trying to get a little bit wider on bottom. So our first two boards, and it's going to be this top one we need cut, and the post that's going down through. We're going to cut those two. So we do have a couple here. We just have to cut them off like this because they're a little bit too long. But they will be on this one here is 3¼ inches. So it's a 3¼ inches wide. So both of them are 3¼ inches wide. Okay. So then we need to go back over and cut the other one. We need one 18 inches. So let me do my pencil here. So we're going to do one 18 inches long here. This. And then we're going to do the big one is going to be 28 inches long. Ooh, we're close to that one. Okay, so let's head over to the saw and cut those up. Okay, we have our two marks. I have mine here, and I put one there. Let's turn them around this way. And then we have the 18 inch here. First board. And then the 28 inch board. So let's move this off to the side a little bit. What we're going to do is, let me before I start that, I'm pull this over here first. Okay, this is the two boards I was telling you about. Now you can do this. I looked at this before. If you can go left or right with this stand. So if you want to make it the other way, so this would be, I would say this would be the right. You know, the way this is pointing this way. The sign's on the right, and then you can switch it around, and you can also have, you know, the sign on the left like this. If you would like to have the sign this way. See what I'm saying? So that makes it nice, but you got to remember which way you would want it. So if you want left or right. So we're going to do this one left. So we're going to be putting a board together like this to the left. Okay? You can't see that one, but they're going to be together like this to the left. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and move Mr. Pumpkin out of the road. And I'll put him down here. So the next boards we're going to cut is these little boards here. So they are 2 3/4 by 12 inches high. So we cut 3 of those. So let's go over to the table saw and we're going to cut 3 of those. We have to set that saw, and we're going to go down to 2 3/4. Set that blade. Two. Right there. Now we're going to need 3 of these, 12 inches long. Let's make sure our board's actually long enough. Yeah, I got 14 off of that one. Okay, we got 3 of them. We're going to take them more, cut them down to size, and then go ahead and put those angles on them. I'll show you how to do those angles. Okay, first thing I want to do is get them cut down to 12 inches. So we're just going to cut them all 3 at the same time. One's a little bit shorter because of the size of the blade that cut through it, but we really wouldn't worry about that. Where did the mark? See what happens? And that's when you get old. Cut that one wrong, didn't I? Something you learn every day. Okay, now I need to cut them angles on there on the top. You can do them quite a few different ways if you like. It doesn't have to be exactly the same way I'm doing them, but if you like, that's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring out a measurement and come down and probably measure it out to like maybe a 1 inch here. Okay, and let's do a 1 inch on this side. Okay, I'm going to bring it on a 45. Cut the first one. I always watch these little pieces. They want to, if you don't clean them out, they'll kick back on you. Go. Now you can sand these if you like to go ahead and sand them up before you put them on there. We're just going to go ahead and put them on. I'll sand them up a little bit later with the salt or the sander. So, all right, let's go back to the table. Okay, so that's what we have now. We have the little fence here part. We got 3 of those like this, and then of course we have this other part right here that we're going to use. It's for the top. So we're going to still need this piece right here. So I'm going to cut this piece here, and then we'll come back and cut these 2 pieces right here. Now that would be this here. Now you can make that a little bit different if you like. I would just say, you know, try to use as much scrap wood. If you got a piece that's almost the same, I wouldn't worry about, like this one's almost the same. It's a little bit off, but we'll give you measurements off of this one anyways. Okay, so we have across here 16 inches, 1.25 inches. Okay, this board here is about 1 3/8 inches. So we'll go ahead and cut it 16 inches this way, and then we're going to leave it. We're going to leave it go this way. We're going to leave it go this way here. It's fine. And then let's do the 2 last boards, the ones on the bottom here. They're a little bit shorter. I think they're actually longer. They're 16. I got 16 5/8 and like 1.5 inches, so 16 5/8. So well, see. No, wait a minute. No, that's the bottom ones. I got this one. 16 inches. Get another one here. Cut it. This must be the ones right here. 16.5. Cut them down 1.5 inches. Okay, go back over to the saw and cut. I'm just going to cut these 2, rip these down, and then we'll take them back over to the saw and cut them off the size. going to go ahead and cut that down to 1.25 inches. Since I'm standing by the saw. Okay, we're going to cut this one here, put it back on. Cut it here. About 16 inches long, and then here's the other two here. That's 16.5 inches. Cut both of them at the same time. Now, what I did on these ones here, they kind of go this way, and then of course your board's going to go in between it, okay, like this. Now, I just went ahead and put these two together like this. And then I put an angle on them, and you could do it, you can put whatever you want to put on it. You don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. This one here is a 30, is it 35? I could do a 45 on there. And just cut the ends off. Just like that. That's all you have to do. Anything like that. You don't even have to make that deep end. You can just, you can just cut a little tiny piece off. It'd be fine. Okay, let's go back over to the table, and maybe we can start putting some of this together. Oh no, we got 2 more pieces left. Okay, now the bottom piece, we're going to be cutting it out of a 1x here, and it is 7.5 inches wide. 18 inches long. So we'll go ahead and put a mark on this. 18.5. We're just right there on this scrap wood. We don't have much more room. And then let's go over here 7.5 inches. Now if you have a, because the reason why I went by 7.5 inches, because you can pick up a board that's a 1x8. If you have a 1x8, 1x, you don't have to cut it. You can just use the board without cutting it. This was just a piece I had, scrap. So we got that board to cut. Now the only things left is the little boards here on the bottom down here. Now I did that. You don't have to put them on there, but I like those because it kind of keeps it off the ground. So this will have air up underneath of it. So just some scrap wood. I got a couple pieces here, and of course it's going to be, it's going to be 7.5 inches if you want them to, to come flush on the end. So that's fine if you want to cut them 7.5 inches. It doesn't matter how wide you cut them. You can, whatever you like to have. So let's go over to the saw. We're going to make these last couple cuts, and we're going to get this thing together. All right. Okay, this is the last couple of boards here, corner button. Now, I did cut an angle on the button, so we're going to cut this piece here. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to run a router around it. You can do anything you like to do with them. You can leave them square like that. But I thought the router looked pretty nice, that little shape. These staples out of here. God's favorite bit. Give her a cut. Yeah, remember, make sure I get that done right. Go this way with it. Okay, a little glue on that. I'm going to use a 1-inch staple. Flip it over and put some on its backside. Okay. Now we need to line these little fence boards here up like this. And then I left, see how wide that is, 1 3/4 inches in between here, so these spacings are 1 3/4 inches. Okay, so we got about 4 of those. Put your spacers in between like this. Try to make sure your project is square as much as you can. Okay, we're going to need this one right here. So we came down from the top. I'm measuring off the other one again. 4 inches. So we're going to come down here. Put a mark. 4 inches on that one. 4 inches here. Okay. And then we're going to use this board here. Now this should be the 16-inch board. I cut a little bit shorter, just kind of put it in between these two slots right here. So we're going to put that right here. Okay, put some glue on it here. Now remember, we're still using the inch staples, so we don't run them too far through the boards. Okay, now we need to put one of the bottom ones on, like this, the one that has the little cuts I told you about. So we're going to put this down here. Just I'll take it right down to the bottom of the base of it because it's going to be nailed in like that. We don't want that. This right here, I did this on my other one. I put those little shims through it. I got it stuck. Couldn't get one of them out. And I let it overhang just a little bit. And that's pretty much what I did. You want to tuck it in, it's fine, or cut it down a little bit. Now we can take those out. I got a good chance. My little spacers I use. I'm always using spacers. There we go. Check that square one more time. If I can. Back off a little bit. There. Because I'm going to put this piece here on the back. Now that's just to give you a little bit more support to nail it to its base. That's what I'm doing here. That's why I'm putting them on both sides, that's all. This is in the back, so I put a little bit more staples in the back than I do the front. Plus, I'm going to paint it anyway, so it really don't matter. Okay, let me see. Now, we did the bottom. Let's see how I did that bottom. I didn't put that on there. Yes, I did. I put it on. It's 4 inches. So, to 4 or 4.5. 4 to 4.5. I'm going to look at the other one for a second. About 4 inches. So, if you want, let's go ahead and maybe, let me set this off to the side here. And this piece, put it down here. Now I'll get a measurement here and put a line on that. So if I come over 4.5 inches, about 4, I say it's 4 inches. I'm not going 4.5, I go 4. That would be right. Double check it. Oh, see, put it on backwards. I'll put me a little. So it'll be kind of like this. So turn this around, just like that. Just kind of eye it up there, get it in the middle. Best you can. So let's see. I think what I did is I have a couple boards here. Turn it this way. It's starting to get me. Now it's starting to get me confused. Now, there we go. So it's got to go up one more. Here. There we go. Perfect. I like it. Okay, let's change some staples here. Put some long staples in there. Because I'm going to go right up through that bottom there. Just line her up. Let's see what we got. Now, what I have left is those 2 little boards on the bottom there. Gotta do those. And they are 7.5 inches long. So they're going to be over here. And I think we'll go somewhere about maybe a 1 inch on this. Measure down here 1 inch. So what I did, I just put a few lines here from here. So then we're going to put these, just even them up as best you can. Just like that on 2 lines. Put a little bit of glue on it. And then I'm going to have to get these, not run, but put the smaller staples back in there. Just like that. Okay, there you go. So the only things left is putting the dowel rod in and the small little screws. I think I gave you what I use is little three-quarter inch little tiny little eyes. I guess they call them eyes, and a little bit of chain. You can just kind of measure this out and then center. Now the sign itself, it is, I'll give you a measurement on that. What I did on it was, I think I put 10 inches, and then it's whatever the width of the sign, I mean the board is itself. So we're going to mark it 10 inches, and then I'll go ahead and cut it. Now to cut these, the corners, it's nothing. You can make make a little, maybe down to 1 inch here. Okay, and then mark on this side 1 inch. Okay, and then do the same thing on this side. And then you can cut these on all 45s. I can figure it out here. I'll cut it that way. I'll better cut this like this. There you go, and then just drill your holes and put your eye hooks in it. Okay, and then if you would like, you can just measure these out wherever you like to have them. Hooks. Maybe about 2 inch here. You can probably screw those in there without having a drill bit. I don't know, I like using a drill bit. Seems like it makes it easier if you have that small little bit. It's all right. These things are so easy to snap in little real small drill bits. Oh. Let's put it in here. There you go. Okay, well the only thing left is go ahead and attach this piece here in there. I am using a 1/2 inch Forster bit on this. I'm just going to take a wild guess where I can just put it right here in the center the best I can. Oh, I got it. Now, just take this, just gonna put it in there like that. Okay, and then I put a small notch on the top of it. I should cut it. You can cut that with just regular, like a handsaw or something. Just cut a little notch, and that's that way this here can sit right up here on top, so it doesn't fall off. And then glue it. I think I put staples too. I put a couple staples in here, and then or a brad. Like I said, you can put a brad. But now what we have is, let me get them both up here now. Still need a lot of sanding, but that's okay. pull this up here. Okay, now we have one that goes to the right, or maybe to the left. So maybe it's backwards for you guys, I don't know. But that's all there is. Hook it on this side, over here. Okay, that's it. So let me get it back a little bit so you can kind of see me. I'm still here. So that's it. If you guys decide to make these, really nice scrap wood, try to use some of that wood up for this time of the year. I mean, I'm for sure if you do woodworking, it's going to add up and you'll probably have it everywhere. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. And leave a thumbs up. It really helps me out a lot. I mean, I really appreciate those thumbs up. It kind of throws the video out a little bit more. And so, okay, thanks for watching. You guys have a great day.